Hi everybody, welcome back. This is episode number 70 of Random Encounter. While I expect the behaviour to moderately improve, I don't expect it to improve by much. So, we shall concentrate on what we were doing, honestly, and we will get on with some stuff. However, I do have some service announcements. Two people, at least two people, but definitely two people I know of, went a-LARPing this weekend. One of them has come back fine. Give us a wave, JJ. One of them has come back nearly in mute.
It's only fine because he doesn't have to walk to play.
Yeah. I see.
And yesterday I had no voice either.
But yes, one has come back a definite mute. Would you give a wave, Becky?
It's kind of a voice.
It's kind of a voice. We are going to try and be as kind as possible. Then maybe moments where Becky is not talking, even though perhaps it's their turn to talk. And we'll be doing a little bit of sort of passing information backwards and forwards and doing various bits and pieces like that. But yes, a LARPing was had, a LARPing was done. A LARPing has, generally speaking, from what I can tell, been reasonably good and enjoyable. Yeah, we've got some people who are both injured or mute, dependent on circumstances, or potentially both. I haven't actually asked Becky if you're actually mobile or not.
Surprisingly so, yeah.
Yeah. So for those that sort of are vaguely interested, most of us, if not all of us, have done or do some form of LARP at the moment, and so periodically over the summer holidays we end up having to deal with the lurgy that comes from such events. But it's just been two people this time, just been two people for this weekend. A little bit of a shout out perhaps to the LARP that you did, which was CP, which certainly four of us have done. I don't. Dave, did you ever do CP, or have you always been Empire and LT?
Oh, wash your mouth out! I have never done LT.
Oh, fair enough then.
No, I did CP for about eight to 9 years, but reasons largely because I quit at the point where there was someone in pretty much every faction that I wanted to be the hell away from.
That's fair. That happens. That definitely happens. So yeah, we have all at some point or another done CP. It's still pretty much the main system I started with, and I know it is for a lot of people here. So it's changed hands a few times and is going through various changes, and we wish them well in all of those changes. So yes, we are on the other hand going to start dealing with what we're doing right now, because these guys have gone even further down now into the Abomination Vaults. We are now beyond the blue glowy barrier. We have dealt with all of those sorts of bits and pieces, and we are down in, I'm going to say it because unfortunately it is just the name of the room. We are in the upper shaft. Which is where these guys have ended up with a small fight that they have had to go through with the Grothlet and the Gibbering Mouther that was here. But these guys are now at the point of basically being confronted with 3 doors and a set of stairs going down and an unknown amount of space to explore and an unknown number of creatures and critters and goodness knows what ahead of them.
Right. So let's all get seized by analysis paralysis on where to go.
Yep, indeed. That seems to be the standard. And to make matters even better, there's still a creepy girl back in town, which I think the general consensus has been maybe not right now. So
we all know she's going to be the second coming.
Never is very good.
Never is very good.
Yep. She is not a priority yet.
That's fair.
But when she fully incarnates as the big bad, then we'll deal with her.
So I'm just going to throw some music on for this lot. I'm going to swing you all over to the map. Hopefully sound volumes are reasonable.
This is
That
where we
gives
find
me-
out that girl really is Belcora.
Yeah.
Gonna happen. Gotta be.
course it is.
Narrative Tim says. If we've
Alright.
swung over to this map, it gives me the opportunity to say, how deep is the hole in your shaft in the center of this room?
Of course you had to
You
ask.
mind?
How far you've got dark vision, haven't you?
Yeah. Let me see how far that goes.
I believe in this it goes. There is no limit on it. It is basically range of sight these days. It's no longer you've got 60 foot of dark vision. No, you just have dark vision. So looking down there and with your best guess and estimate, you would say it's about 80 foot.
Ooh, that's a bit. Ooh, yeah, we don't want to fall down there. I was wondering, is it going to be like water down there, or because it's a hell water or something? But 80 foot, that's a bit deliberate. That's a depth.
It's quite a drop.
Probably not at this angle, but working around it, working around the hole. Would I be able to see if there's any doors or anything like part of the way down or down at the bottom?
You're
See-
circling around the rim.
I was like, we're
I
rimming
am.
the
I'm
hole.
just-
It is his form of employment.
God. Right. So
You thought the last episode was going to be rude.
Yeah. I'm gonna. You've made it to the point where I actually have to check the other maps to see if I can see anything further down here. So about 40 foot down, there seems to be a platform that you can see. That goes around the edge again. You can tell, probably checking all the way around, that after it does that platform, it does then go down another set of stairs. And you think from where you are that there are 2 exits either side of that on that platform. And then looking even further down, all you can then see is at the very bottom level. I'm thinking angles here, but you can just about probably make out that there are 4 exits on that very bottom floor in each cardinal direction, one in each cardinal direction.
Awesome. That gives me no idea whatsoever what this place is used for, other than being highly suspicious. And Moz is just a little bit. Why would you have an 80-foot hole? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a really great defensive measure, maybe, but
Phelan breaks the fourth wall, points to the northwest, and goes, "It does say arena." No.
Can I listen at the door I'm at?
At the door you're at, I guess you could do. Have a quick roll of the old dice.
is there any way to fix a climbing rope here? Because it's about halfway down, about 40 foot down, there's a platform.
Well, there is a sort of low stone railing.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Yeah,
got
there
a
is.
climbing kit with 50 foot of rope.
You are missing something slightly. There's a set of stairs on the other side of this where you are.
Oh, no, it's just, I like backup options.
Fair enough. At the door you're at, you do not hear anything.
I detecty.
Detecty. Is that for magic?
As opposed to just magic, yeah.
Yeah. Within the 30 foot of you that detect magic will work, you do not detect any magic.
Is there anything that I can notice, including wandering carefully round to catch anything that's...
As you walk around
the
the
edges.
edge of the room, no, you do not detect anything of a spiritual nature.
If I try the door, is it unlocked or locked?
Becky, aren't you supposed to be typing rather than talking?
Or at least talking as little as possible. However,
Who are jiggle the handle? Who are jiggle the bed?
based on the question that you're asking, looking at the door, you see no way in which this would lock. And you also do not see any signs that it is trapped. So, and that includes like trying to look down the gap to see if there's a bar that goes across the door. You can't see anything that would cause this door to shut permanently, as in a lock. You could just see it pushes open with a hand.
Don't like that. I've pushed the door open. Don't like what I can see. You want to close it again?
Okie dokie.
It is our favourite technique. Open closey, open and closey.
It gets even worse when you hear the actual description of the room as well. Rusted iron chains hang from the ceiling of this room, each ending in an oversized manacle. The octagonal eastern end of the room contains a circular pit covered by a rusted iron grate. Torn bolts and scrap metal dangle from the ceiling above the pit. Piles of scrap fill the 4 alcoves that open off to the wide hall that constitutes the room's west end. In addition to that, stood at the west end of this chamber is this individual.
Oh,
Ugh.
it's another one
We
of Nephew's
encountered one of
in-laws.
these. Yeah. Are you related?
Charming.
And as you open the door, this creature will turn to look in your direction, and you realize instantly upon looking upon her that there is no intelligence left in this creature whatsoever beyond animalistic fury. I'd like all of you to roll initiative, please.
We hadn't had pre-declared stuff, had we? Uh-oh.
Have we had any scouty, bonusy stuff?
Nobody said anything of what they were doing whatsoever, so this is purely down to perception, I'm afraid. This will include affecting things like the sneak attack benefit that Nephi will get. I'm going to do this very quickly because I've only got 1 creature, so I'm not rolling for days, so I'm just going to get mine done. And then I'll start shouting round. Okay. I would like to have Enver, please, first.
17 and 8 for 25, please.
Then I'd like Moz.
14 on the dice and 12 on means 26.
Okay. Nephi,
26.
26. And Phelan,
21.
21. Okay. I'm afraid to begin this encounter, I need to talk to the individual who can't talk very well. Because Nephi, well, actually, it's Nephi or Moz, because both of you can go. So it's up to you who goes first. And I can make adjustments as needed.
I would say Nephi is in front of the door by virtue of positional privilege. Nephi's got it.
Okay, I will set that as such. And Nephi, it's you first.
Okay. Okay, 5. Move 20.
Okay. As you move up to that grate, thankfully you didn't stand on it, because if you had, this could have gone really badly. You realise that entire rusted grate is barely holding itself together. Any weight on that whatsoever could cause it to collapse. Not only would somebody potentially fall down a pit, which you've got dark vision as well, I believe. You can see it's about 40-foot drop, potentially down onto a floor below. You're not entirely certain, but it's a rusted iron grate. So not only would it collapse, but it would also splinter in the process and potentially cut up somebody quite bad if they fell down there. So there you go, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Okay, you take a step back. It's part of your move, yep. Okay, just as a reminder, because you didn't use stealth for your initiative, you do not get your sneak attack bonus.
Where's my... It's meant to be drawn. It was already drawn.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You guys are almost always carrying your weapons while you're down here. It seems to be the standard for you.
27 to hit.
That is a hit.
So that is... 2d6.
Yes, because you've got a striking weapon. $10 points damage? Okay, 10 points damage. That's your second action? Do you have another? Okay. Reload. That's fair enough. Moz, that would put it on your turn. I've just realised I haven't got the combat music going, which is very poor of me. Let's deal with that now.
Free action. I tell everyone don't to step on the grate.
Yep, okay.
Thank you. So that's 20 foot of movement to get around the corner and get into the room. Ruler time now that I can see things.
Let it come to us.
Yeah, I don't want to block up the doorway. That's my problem. If I block up the doorway, then Phelan's got a bugger hitting it with the lightning, and Invar...
Right there.
Yeah. I'm going to sit to one side, I think. Take it a step. And then attempt a recall knowledge on whatever this is.
Okie dokie. Recall knowledge. Let's see. What fancy
player
lore
has
skills
it.
do you have?
Let me have a quick look at the thing. It's our feet. It's not feet. I've got demons and undead, but I can't find them.
Okay. If it's demons, that's not going to help anyway. If it had been fiends, maybe, but demons would not be any
Sorry,
good.
tell a lie. Hell lore. It is hell
Hell.
lore and undead lore.
Okay, well, these guys aren't from hell, so that is going to get in your way, I'm afraid. Right, but that said, you did succeed on if it was just a religion roll, so you're okay with this one. This appears to be a Velstrak, which is indeed related to something that Nephi has talked to you about before. This is an evangelist, which I think is the same as the one you met up on the previous floor as well. I think that was an evangelist, but I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and check. What sort of thing would you like to know? You only got a normal success, so it is one of my normal criteria, which is defenses, offenses, or specials.
Specials because I'm concerned about that big great enforced movements.
Okay, so you shouldn't worry too much about the forced movement. That is going to be less of a problem. What's going to be more of a problem is they have something called animate chains, which means that they can turn any chain in the area into a weapon that can attack for them wherever they are.
The whole ceiling you said was covered in these things.
The whole ceiling is covered in chains.
Oop.
And just to make you feel even more uncomfortable about that, they look very rusty and unpleasant, these chains here. Additionally, they've got regeneration.
I will shout back that chains, all the chains, everywhere is going to be a problem. I hope you've had your tetanus shots.
So
My 1, 2, 3.
that's your 1, 2, 3. Fair enough. Inva.
I don't really like this. I
Going back to
looking at
10?
the places I'd rather be. This is not the character that might have fun with that room. That would be the bard in a different game. I mean, I have got a new crossbow with a new rune on it, so maybe this is a good time to try that out. But yeah, you know what? I'm going to move once.
Yep.
Stand there. And then... Oh, it's within the range increment of the crossbow. Don't usually use this. 55 feet. Range 120 feet. Yes, that is absolutely fine.
Does it have the volley trait at all on there? I don't think crossbows do. I think that's one of the advantages of
It's a heavy crossbow. So
Let me just have
I
a
probably
very
load
quick
it. Move it. Move. Load it. Fire.
Yep.
And that's one turn.
Yep.
What do I roll when I'm rolling my crossbow? Find out.
So
Plus 10.
you are indeed at plus 10 for your crossbow, yes.
So we're going to hero point the natural 1
Yeah, no, fair. Yeah.
and take a 3 instead.
With a plus 10, that's going to miss, I'm afraid.
Yes,
That
it
is
is.
going to miss. Which, unfortunately for you guys, makes it a turn.
And I'm stood right in line of sight.
All of the chains in the room begin to... Those manacles appear to sort of sprout little spikes and little spines, and all the way up the chains these little spikes start moving around, and they almost move in a very serpentine fashion. So we're going to start with the person that's actually hurt me on this. Although I say hurt, my regeneration kicks in and I actually go back to full health. Neffy to start. 11 on the dice, with a plus 17 for a 28. Yeah. Not critical though. Okay. It's probably a good thing. So, first things on that one. I mean, that's not the best damage I've ever rolled. That's 10 points of damage for the chains. But I also need you to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
$23.
23 is a success. You are not inflicted with whatever painful and potentially problematic things these things could cause. For their next attack, they are going to... You're not actually within 30 foot, are you? Are you? No, 40, 40. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to throw a chain at Moz. $11 on the dice with a plus 12 for this attack for a 23.
Beats it. 23 AC.
Okay. 17 points of damage to yourself on that one, and I'd also like you to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
I will. Is it piercing damage?
It is. That is a good question. Almost certainly is piercing, yes.
Yay for resistances.
Yeah, it is piercing damage.
Here's where I need to calculate for maths. So 17 minus 3 is 14 from 42. Gives me, good goodness gracious me, 28. And a fortitude, good sir, was it?
A fortitude, yes.
The dice says 9, and my value is plus 12, so 21.
That is exactly what you need to pass this fortitude chest. I'm then going to try one final attack, and I'm actually going to go through for Imber, because I've got 20 foot of reach with these chains, and you are within 20 foot of the room.
Fuck off.
But I got a 2 on the dice with a plus 7 for this one, so only a 9. So I will miss you.
You will critically miss, not that I think it makes a difference.
It doesn't, I'm afraid. Okay, it is Phelan's turn.
Right. Well, considering I can see somewhere between Jack and Shinola, I'm going to see if I can move up. No, I can't see round that way. That's one. Can I see anything interesting? The other side of... No.
Nope.
Well, in that case, I'm going to have to step.
Get in the room. That can all still be done as one move action, though, so that's...
Okay, so you're all right with that, me taking that from where I started?
Yeah, effectively, you kind of walked to the door, walked a little bit past, gone, no, this ain't going to work, I'm just going to have to step in. What I will say is, unfortunately, the chains will lash out at you, because she has got attack of opportunity. But I get a 1 on the dice, so we'll just forget that.
Okay. Moz was sounding pretty knackered up there.
Yeah.
Not as healthy as I could be.
Okay. So 2 action, level 2 heal on Mr. Moslington's.
Yep, sure.
Appreciate it.
So that's 2d8 plus 18, 2d8 plus 17. 25 hit points.
Okay. So that's
That's lovely, thank you very
Went
much.
to wander around that way.
all your actions.
Yep.
Okay. Neffy. You're going to shoot. Yeah, fair enough.
28.
28, that is a hit. Four points of damage. Okay.
Code.
Yeah. You've got one action left.
In or out, in or out, in or out. You're good. No pressure.
27.
That is also a hit. Yep, that is also a hit.
Oh, good God. 3 points.
3 points. Okay, fair enough. Moz, it is your turn.
I do believe since I can't rage, I will charge. Measuring time.
Avoid the grate.
Did you mean to go there?
Nope, meant to go to there.
Yep.
Video was being fun.
That gets you there.
And then I'd like to stab her in the face.
I'm sure you would. Go for at least a try, an attempt.
And what does it down to? I've got plus 16 on the dice. Let's see. It's going to be the red dice. Ooh. It's a 5 for 21.
That would be a miss.
Dang it. Too much. I'm bouncing around the room. That's all 3 actions. Move, move, stab.
Okay. Okay. Inva, it's your go.
Well, that went really well last time, didn't it? Am I going to take a penalty if I try and shoot over Moz?
Yes, there will be a cover penalty, but it's only a light cover penalty.
Of course
I
there
don't
is.
know, it's going to be heavy consequences if you shoot me in the squad.
I don't want to get close enough to cast most of these. Ooh, 60 feet. Cool. Don't need to get any closer.
That's true.
Um, 1d6 plus 4. Right, so I will cast Daze in that case, which means I want a DC 21 will save, please.
Okay. 7 on the dice with the plus 11 would be a fail.
Excellent. She can take 8 points of mental damage, please.
Okay. Is there anything else that happens on a failure? Am I dazed or anything else like that?
No, if you'd critically failed, she'd have been stunned,
Okay.
but you weren't. So, and then you know what? I am going to step out of the way so she can't throw some chains at me.
Fair enough. It is her go. Moz, I actually did forget something. We'll do it now. It makes sense. As you ended your turn within 30 foot, you couldn't help but look at her face. And in her face, you see the face of dearly departed loved ones and various other individuals that creep into your mind. Make a will saving throw, please.
Ew.
Well, let's plus down. We're on the last of the T20s. Let's see how this goes. It's an 18, and I do not feel confident in it. So therefore,
18.
or even looking at the screen, I'm gonna hero point it because I do not feel confident that's passed.
Well, 18 with the roll or 18 in total?
18 total.
Okay. You do what
I
you want
do not
to do.
feel
Go for it.
confident.
Yep.
Go swap away from the white dice because it lies. Back to metal dice.
That would be worse, wouldn't it?
It's a 9, making it 19, so I have to stick with it.
That
19.
is a fail, I'm afraid. In looking upon this individual, you are frightened too.
Oh.
Hold up. I might have a thing. No, that's about will DC for coercing, demoralizing, or making an impression on you, or making a request of you. Am I being demoralized?
You are not being demoralised, I'm afraid. This is a mental effect, but it is a mental enchantment, not a... Go on.
It's not mental damage because that's.
It's not mental damage. No, it is. It is a fear effect. It is a mental effect. It is an enchantment, and it is visual. It is not anything I believe that you have the ability to avoid. Okay, having done that to you, animate chains, impact chains. I'm going to try and hit Phelan with my first attack. 11 plus 17 for a 28.
That is a hit.
That would be...
But
Yeah.
it is not a critical hit.
Which is good.
Which is the only point of armor class these days.
Yeah, pretty much. It's also minimum damage, so it's only 9 points of damage, but I do need to make you to make a fortitude saving throw, please.
Okay, 21.
21 is exactly what you need. You are not affected by the rust on the chains. We're going to go for Neffy for my second attack. 17 goes to plus 12. A 4 on the dice for a 16. I believe he's going to miss. And then we will just try and hit Moz at close range.
Are any of these ranged attacks?
They are not.
Or manipulate actions?
They are not. I knew you were going to ask that one. And no, I'm afraid not. So yes, that is unfortunately not going to happen. I have so far missed that there is a persistent bleed effect on these as well. So we'll ignore that until next turn. 11 plus 7 for an 18 against you, Moz, which I believe is not going to be enough.
21, even with the frightened.
It is Phelan's turn.
Okay. I'm not exactly sold on this getting close to her a lot. I think that does rather smell of beans and hammers. So, extend spell, Flaming Sphere.
Okay, so we're going to drop a flaming sphere underneath or next to and bounced into her. Okay, is that a reflex save throw?
Basic reflex save, DC 21.
13 on the dice with a plus 14 is a 27. I am still going to take half damage.
Which is better than none.
Which is better than nothing.
And who knows? She might not regenerate fire. So that is 11 halved down to 5.
5, that would indeed be, yeah, 5. Okay, and you still have one action left?
No, extend spell is
Extend,
is an action.
of course, yes, of course.
Yeah, because I don't want to get within 30 feet if I can avoid it.
Neffy, reload,
Shoot.
and shoot.
27.
Is a hit.
8.
8 points of damage, okay. And then for your third and
Reload.
final action, reload, okay. Moz.
I would like to stab her in the face.
I'm sure you would.
So we're going to go with the bone dice. Ooh, plus 16. Come on, dice. Let's be nice. Crying out loud, that's a 3, so that's 6. That's 19. That's not going to hit.
That is not going to hit, no.
The way things are going, I'm going to take an exact strike, because this will at least help me on my second and third. Oh no, even a plus 14 because of the fear effect. That really didn't hit, so now it's on a plus 9. Oh, good, that's a 13. Just try to stab me in the face again.
13 plus 9. That is still...
No, as in, it was a 4 on the dice, and...
Oh! Okay.
I cannot stab anything, because that's a nat 1.
Hmm.
Moz is just having absolute issues with this creature, apparently.
Apparently so.
Well, she did
And I
terrify
would-
him entirely and utterly.
I've removed a dice to dice jail.
Well, at least you don't have the third attack penalty. You only have a second attack penalty for the third strike because you did an exacting strike.
And it was a nat 1 on the third strike.
Oh, on the third strike.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Wow. Okay. Can you make a will saving throw?
I don't know. Can I anymore? Jesus, that's going to dice jail. 16 total.
So you are still frightened 2 at the end of your turn. That does not drop because you are still affected by the gaze. Inver, this is going from bad to worse. It's your turn to try and rescue the situation.
Right, who is hurt and how badly?
Neffy is hurt a bit. Moz is hurt a reasonable amount and face to face with this thing a bit. Phelan's taken a little bit of damage, but generally speaking, it's nobody's critical yet.
Does she look remotely damaged?
Oh no! In fact, she looks like she's been healing most of what you've done. You've chipped away. There is a bit of damage that's there, but you know that she's next, so she'll get some of that back.
I strongly suggest, Moz and Neffy, you get out of there at the earliest opportunity, and this is one of those where we shut the door and try again later. On the other hand, that has significant effect. So let's try a searing light.
Oh, okay. What do I need
Which
to
is
roll?
120 feet of range.
Absolutely.
Is it a feat? Is she fiend or undead?
She is. She's
Excellent.
a fiend.
She'll get an extra 5d6 of damage if it hits, on top
Yep.
of the regular 5d6.
Yep.
That is an attack roll,
Mm-hmm.
which is the downside of this particular spell. Right, I'm going to click attack just to figure out what I'm supposed to be rolling, and then I'll roll it on the actual dice. Plus 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
plus 11.
So that would be a natural 1. So I had a hero point at the start of the session.
You've got another
left
one, I
over.
believe. No, you have. You have got one. Yeah.
Oh, not anymore. I haven't.
No, not now. You won't have.
Right. Well, that was a natural 20. So for 31,
Well,
she will
there
take
you go.
double fire damage and double good. So that is 20d6 of damage.
Well, no. So you roll 10d6 and just double the total. It's not rolling double the dice.
I have 1d6. Do you mind if I got the computer to roll 10d6?
Go for it. Absolutely go for it.
Rather than me rolling that 10 times.
Yeah. I
Ave
mean,
Omnissiah.
So she can add
Praise our
84 points
Jesus.
of damage.
84.
And if she is vulnerable to fire or good, do
84
whatever.
points of damage. Okay.
Is she vulnerable to good damage in any extra way, or
So,
is the fact that it's already
yes.
added?
Yeah, no, they are. They are. So we go from 84 to 94 points of damage because you also double the weakness. Oh no, you don't double them. So we don't go to 94. We go to 89 points of damage. If she'd been fully healthy, that would have left her on 1 hit point. By virtue of the fact that you have just about managed to chip away at this creature through its regeneration, do you want to explain quite what Inver does to this poor thing? Which has been quite merrily going on to this fight going, well, this is easy. I'm going to be fine. No problems whatsoever.
So Inver kind of goes, oh, hang on a minute. I've got a thing I haven't done yet. I haven't used this. Let's see what this does. And looks slightly excited and casts the brand new spell that we got when she leveled up and hasn't had cause to use yet, and apparently does very, very well. And there's just sort of this smoking bits of meteorite burning out in the air as it gets hit by this single beam of light. And Impa kind of stands there and goes, "Oh, well, that worked."
Phelan's gonna go, what? What?
Moz, you have to snuff out the small sort of wisps of fire on your eyebrows.
I
As
pushed the dust and ash off my shoulder plates.
Yeah, pretty much.
if this creature had boots, that would be all that would be left. But there are no boots, so the chains just dropped to the floor. You're not entirely sure if it got killed or just sent to a different place entirely.
Several different places entirely.
Several.
Yes, many different places.
Several different places. Power of crits, everyone, and using the right spell on the right sort of creature. And what makes it even worse is that's technically classified as a moderate encounter down here, so good fun with that one.
Yeah, but I can only do that spell 3 times a day if I do nothing else at 3rd level.
There is that. There is that. That is more or less your entire your entire sort of power in one go, isn't it?
Watch out for the grill.
Yep, that's why I stopped. She's not that excitable.
Just saying.
Oh dear, you are left with, I mean, a room full of chains. There is really nothing else in here. So my music is not playing. Why not? Come on. There we go. Okay. So there really isn't a lot left in here. Yeah. Just
But many more doors.
many
more
many
doors.
many more doors. Many
Just
more
throw
doors.
them all open. What
Do
could
No!
do I need to break out the bandages on anyone at the moment?
Oh, we can't see health bars again, Matt. I can't see everybody
Okay.
else's.
All right.
I Moz would say that I'm about as good as I came into this thing. I mean, I'm not tip top, but well, normally I'd say I'm good enough, but this place seems a little bit more deeper dungeon than previous. Darkest dungeon even.
You do indeed have plenty of doors, plenty of directions, and you are right in the oppressive feeling of the darkest dungeon. That is definitely there. So you have in this room 2 doors heading north. Well, actually, no, it's not 2 doors. It's a double door. To be fair, it is a double door. Each of those ones, if you click on them, is one side of each door. So there is a double door heading north and a double door heading south. You should also now all be able to see your health bars.
I'm going to scout.
Thank you.
And listen to the door.
So Neffy might have wanted some bandaging, I guess, but...
She zoomed off. If she wants to zoom back and take 10 minutes.
Fair.
It's a little stomping of the foot.
So we'll take 10
Moz will
minutes.
form an orderly queue.
I'd give 8 back to Neffy. And then 10 minutes later, 6 to Moz.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ooh, I should have remembered I have bravery at level 3. Anytime I gain the frightened condition, it's reduced by 1. Phooey. But hey ho. Next time.
Where do you want to go?
Gonna listen at the north door.
At the north door. What are people doing?
Scouty, scouty, sneaky, scouty. Scout, scout, scout.
Sneak,
Scout.
sneak.
Sneak.
Stealth.
Seeking.
Sneaking.
Elf.
Oh, everybody's sneaking. Okay.
No, I'm seeking.
You're
I believe
seeking.
it's
You're
term.
seeking. That is true. That is the
You
term.
seeking, I'm scouting. These two are stealthing.
Okay. Coming up to these doors, just having a little look over them, you do not see anything which particularly jumps out at you as being trap or noise or anything else like that. This, in fact, this entire sort of area that you're in has an unpleasant, how do I put this? An unpleasant silence hangs around this area.
Also make a couple of hand gestures about going north or point south and shrug.
Drug. There's nothing really to make differentiate between these doors at the moment.
Nope.
Not really.
We'll
I mean, we could try listening and sensing at them and see if there's anything to give us any information about what might be behind them.
go for it. Sounds like a plan. Any kind of informed decision. We can't really do informed consent down here, but at least we can do informed decision.
So I'm going to wander around all four. Do I detect anything funky spiritual?
You do. Ooh, actually, how much are you wandering around the rooms?
No, I'm going to stand right up by,
Right by the door.
right by the edges, and probably around there as well. if I'm gonna
Okay.
be honest.
Right. If you just go
Not
to the
there.
doors, you don't sense anything.
Mhm.
If you are doing the whole circuit of the room, as you get to the area I'm pinging right now, you do have a sense of something spiritual to the south of you.
Can I search for secret doors?
You absolutely can. How long do you want to spend doing it?
How long is the rest of the party going to give me before they get curious?
The fact that you stop there makes everyone curious. Who can
Yeah.
see you anyway?
10 minutes.
Then no, you do not find anything.
Cool. Alright. Somebody who understands maps and three-dimensional space, can you try and remember that when we're heading somewhere near wherever that ends up being from a different direction, there might be something weird there?
Sure.
Sort of like south then west.
Inva looks like these are definitely words.
Yes, roughly speaking.
The Citadel mapping sense, yeah.
There is no point to the Fizzrep trying to play a hard skill for a character the Fizzrep does not have. Yeah, in that case, the North Door seems reasonable. It's a long way away from there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You open up, push one of the doors open to a relatively long corridor, about 20 foot, which then opens left and right, and there is at least a 15 foot to the next wall, so it's quite a wide corridor you're coming up to. As you get to the break, you note that the corridor goes 15 foot to the east and a long way to the west. About sort of, what would you say, 50 foot, I think, looking at it. And you are confronted by 3 chambers, specifically cells. The 3 cells line the south wall, their bars only a few inches apart. In each cell, a heap of rotted flesh and bone piles on the floor.
You.
Yep, Moss has 0 interest here and just going back out the space.
Are there any spirit things all the way along here? As in, are those bones likely to randomly reanimate? Is there anything else lurking around?
So there is a slight downside with your ability.
Yeah.
Because it absolutely 100% detects any spiritual undead. You are correct with that. However, if the undead creature itself happens to be not spiritual in nature,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's at this kind of point that as you're getting to this third cell, you have a look in and you have a look at this mound of flesh, and you're pretty certain it's rolling along the floor like a puddle moving towards you. And as it gets to the grate, it sort of just oozes around and rejoins on the other side. At which point, as you turn round and say Moz, you start to realise that not only is this one coming through, but the other two from the other two chambers are also starting to emerge out from this space. In fact, I will move them back. They're not completely blocking your way yet, but they are just within the chambers. And as such, we are going to stop right there for this week, and we'll pick this up in about 10 minutes or so after these guys have got a drink, and we'll start the next recording. But on this occasion, it's going to be goodbye for now, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.